All right, welcome to another episode of the Multi-Track Minds podcast. Today is a special episode. I got a very special guest with me. He's basically a celebrity in Chicago and beyond. He's one of the most well-known piano players, and everybody knows this man. Celebrities, when they come in town, actually make it a point to come and visit him. That's how important he is and how well-known he is. Um, Mr. Johnny Gabor. Welcome, Johnny. How are you?
What do you say,
Yes.
Chris? Glad
Do
to
you,
be here.
of course, glad to have you, man. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, I was telling the audience, you're very well known and stuff, but you were a mentor to a lot of us too. You showed all of us guys, younger guys, a lot. You taught us a lot, and I'm very honored to have you here today because of that. So,
Thank
tell us your story, man. Do you want to start from the beginning, or what do you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, after my brother Rudy and I went on the road and we played in Fargo, North Dakota, and we met John Carradine, and he was a pleasure to meet and talk to. And then a little bit later, I went on my own and I developed a trio, and I went to I was working on in Chicago on Ohio Street called
Mm-hmm.
the Trip Inn. And I was working with some very talented people, like singers. Alma
Uh-huh.
Valier, for one, who was just tremendous, and she sang like Edie Gourmet. I just, oh wow, she
Uh-huh.
was fabulous. I fell in love with her voice when I first met her. I heard her somewhere. I was working on Rush Street, maybe at Punchinello's, I think, and I heard she sat in, and I asked her. I said, "Are you working anywhere?" She just got in town. She said, "I'm in town for a week now and I haven't worked anywhere." And I said, "Well, you're working with me." And she said,
Uh-huh.
"Really?" I said, "Yeah, you come tomorrow and I want the boss to hear you. And if he don't hire you, I'll quit the job. I'm sure he'll hire you." And she came over and she did sit in and she sang and the boss loved her. So we worked together. And then there was also a great guitar player singer that was there that I worked with too. And oh wow, what was his name? Let me see if I have his name. I wrote down his name. Oh, great guitar, Alma Ballier. But I've met so many talented people. I've worked with great people, singers of all kinds, like Alma Ballier, Bill Costa, oh, you name it. And then Rusty Jones worked with me for years on drums on Rush Street. Uh, Rusty Jones on drums, and then my brother Kelly also played the bass and guitar.
Right.
Great, he did a wonderful job. And let's see, Billy Richko on bass. He was a great bass player. We were working at a key club on Huron, brand new key club, and the I heard the boss was Mormon,
Yeah.
and I said, Mormon. They said, "Yeah, Mormon. You know, Mormons they have many wives." And I asked him, and he said, "No, that's not true. That's they stopped that.
Yeah.
They they don't do that anymore." So I was just very curious about it. But anyway, um, Billy Richko played bass with me, and I was working for Al DeLacy and his orchestra up there. And who came in was this uh, Vince Moretti, a gangster, and he sat at the piano bar, and we were talking, and he says, "Hey, Johnny, play me a song." I said, "Well, what do you want to hear?" And he says, "I want to hear the song Manhattan." I didn't know the song, but
Uh-huh.
he said, "I want to hear Manhattan." I said, "Gee, I don't know." All of a sudden, he took out his gun, he put it on the bar in front of me, and he said, "Now play Manhattan." I said, "I'll try."
Wow.
So I asked Billy, the bass player, if he knows it. He says, "Yeah, I know it." can you hum it? And I'll try to play it. So he hummed it and I played it. And I got through
Wow.
the whole song. And I said, how was that? He says, play it again. I played it and I got through it. It was real good. Beautiful song. I fell in love with the song right away. It was gorgeous tune. I'll take Manhattan, da 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 that island. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
And he said, Johnny, you have to play that again. He made me play that song all night long. So
Yeah.
I learned the song Manhattan, and I
Mm-hmm.
worked at the club. It was a great club, and that's uh, that's where I first met my first wife, Jean, and we got married, and we had 4 beautiful children. And my career has just been going uphill ever since. And I,
Right.
uh, I worked practically everywhere in Chicago. And then I remember I was working at a club down on Rush Street. I've worked at many rooms, different rooms on Rush Street, but I was working at this one room. Let me see. I think it was on Rush Street at Billy's,
Uh-huh.
and I was playing with the trio. My brother Kelly on bass and Vince Baloff,
Bench
Vince
Chase.
kicked on drums.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I forget who else. You worked there a couple of times with me, didn't you, Chris? I think you
Not
did.
at Billy's. Not at
No,
Billy's.
maybe
No, that
Blondie's.
was a little bit before. That was
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit
yeah,
before
that
my
was
time.
a little bit before you. Okay, whatever. I know we worked together too, but I was working there at Billy's, and a secretary for Hubert Humphrey, the vice president, she came in, and that might have happened there, or it might have happened at the uh, the restaurant, very exclusive restaurant, Maxine's. It was either maybe it was Maxine's restaurant, which was very exclusive. A lot of movie stars
Yeah.
would come there, but the vice president was his son was celebrating his anniversary party upstairs in one of the apartments there. And his secretary came down and said, Johnny, the vice president of the United States, Hubert Humphrey, then, this was back in the 60s, he would like you to come upstairs and play for his son's anniversary party. So I said, we're almost done. So, yeah, okay, we'll come up as soon as we finish. We finished, we packed up our clothes and our drums and everything. We put it on the elevator, and the private detectives that were, they investigated everything. They had to check out our instruments and everything. And then they let us on the elevator and we played for Hubert Humphrey's son's anniversary. And that was so great. And
Yeah.
after that, he called me a few times to play his wife's birthday party and something. It was a couple times that Hubert Humphrey called me and to play. But
Wow.
I've met so many great movie stars at that Maxine's restaurant. I was there for several years, and I had a wonderful trio. And Renee was the maitre d', and he would all actually the band wasn't allowed to really mingle with the supper club with the people that were having dinner, but they let me. I was always asked to go to the tables and talk to the people. And Jaja
Yeah.
Gabor, and she asked me to come to the table, and I met her, and she said we might be related. I
Yeah.
said, really?
Yeah.
Wow! I thought that was such a pleasure. She says, your last name is Gabor. My name is Gabor. If only she would send me some of her money. She was beautiful. And then
Yeah.
also Gregory Peck came in. Oh,
Gregory Peck.
and he was, wow. He came
Mm.
in for dinner with his whole family. And then when one time we were on our break and we were upstairs, just, in the foyer, and who walked in was Diana Ross and the Supremes. And we
Wow.
sat and talked to Diana Ross, and she was such a pleasure. And they were in town. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were doing some shows here. And she wanted to go out and party at Rush Street. She says, Johnny, pick us out. I says, well, I'm not done yet. Maybe afterwards. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. They couldn't wait around, so maybe they left. But I met her, and she was such a pleasure to meet. Wow, Diana Ross,
Nice
great.
lady, huh?
Oh yes, absolutely. And then there was also I met Frank Sinatra came in,
Yeah.
and
Tell us about that.
oh, wow. Frank Sinatra, she said, Johnny, um, you're great. I came to hear you. And I've heard you at some other places too. And he asked me one time to play a song that he used to sing. He didn't sing it with me, but he wanted to hear it. So he says,
Yeah.
how about that song that I sang a long time ago? The song Chicago. You know,
Mm.
Chicago, Chicago. That's kind of
Yeah.
So I played it. And I forget what club it was, but I was playing, and he was friends with the boss. And he told the boss, I forget his name, and he said, hey, I don't like that piano Johnny's playing on.
Hmm.
That's not, you better get him a better piano. And the next day, I had a brand new piano. They brought me
Wow.
new piano because Frank Sinatra told them to get a new piano for me. And
A
I was
baby
so
grand
shocked.
piano.
And oh, wow, it was a beautiful Yamaha piano. It was about a 7-footer and
Yeah.
great. Anyway, let me see what
Well,
else I wrote. I wrote a couple things down that I wanted to say. Uh,
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. You got the floor.
yep. Okay. So, like after that, after I worked several places on Rush Street, the back room, oh, Punchinello's downstairs. Oh, in Punchinello's on Rush Street. Remember that was in the basement. The owner's uncle was the manager. Haskell Gordon was his name. Well, he was in show business, and because he was in show business, he knew all the movie stars. And one day, Betty Grable, Dan Daly, and Van Johnson came in, and I met them. I sat and I talked to them on a break, and Betty Grable still looked the same. And Van Johnson, he was just as tall as Dan Daly. I thought that Dan Daly was real tall, but Van Johnson was just as tall as Dan Daly.
Yeah.
And Betty Grable was gorgeous. And then also, um, there was Rita Moreno from the movie West Side Story and Cheetah Rivera, and she was so beautiful. She
Mm.
made every guy in the place think that she was in love with him. I thought she was in love with me. And then my brother Rudy thought that she was in love with him because my brother Rudy worked with me. And that's where I worked with Bill Acosta.
Uh-huh.
And well, Bill Acosta was a great singer. And I was very sad to hear his passing because he was a great singer, a talented guy. I've learned some great tunes from him. And when he was with me there at at Punchinello's and Blondie's, actually, it was renamed Blondie, and he, we were asked to. I was asked to write a commercial for AAA Chicago Motor Club. And I said, sure. I did. I never wrote that much, but I wrote a song for AAA Chicago Motor Club. And I hired Bill Acosta, and I don't remember if Rusty played it or the drummer, who the drummer was. Might have been maybe Vince, my nephew. And then I hired a trumpet player, and we went to the studio and we recorded it, and it turned out pretty good. And then later, after it was aired on the radio and stuff, the uh, the guy that hired us, he said, "Hey Johnny, the song Triple A, the Motor Club, the one that you wrote, was nominated for an Emmy. I
No
was,
way.
wow, I was so thrilled. Great.
That's
But
great.
yeah, so so all those wonderful people would come in and sing, and they would have a good time, Liza Minnelli. Oh, I've met
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli. She was something else. I thought my brother Rudy, she was kind of making eyes at my brother Rudy, the bass player, and her
Yeah.
boyfriend kind of got a little jealous. And
Ah.
Liza Minnelli kind of got a little argument with her boyfriend over that. But that was so funny. But anyway, she was great. And
Now this is all the 1970s you're talking about, or
that yes,
earlier?
it all happened. It started in when I left the let's see, I left the I'd say it was probably the 70s, the 60s, and the 70s. The late 60s,
Late 60s into early 70s. Mm-hmm.
and that's when I was working at the Blue Angel on Michigan Avenue there. That was great for El DeLacy, and we played all that calypso music. And
Yeah.
we had a lot of the violin players. My father
Yeah.
even for me, Rudolph Gabor. He played beautiful violin, and then we had
Yes.
Tony Marconi, who was a great. Right later, he became a very good uh, orchestra band leader and stuff. And Jojo, his brother, and oh wow, there were so many people. But when I left there, I went in of course, I was working on for myself, and I went to work on Mannheim Road, and I was working for Al DeLacy there. But when I was playing there, uh, the guy from the Jackie Gleason show, what's his name? Frank Fontaine, the singer, Crazy Guggenheimer, he was
Uh-huh.
appearing there. And so he just wanted to do something with just the piano. So I rehearsed with Frank Fontaine, and he sang that big voice. His voice was completely different when he sang. And he sang, I was his pianist, and then there was the other guy, I forget his name. Ralph Condon. I forget his Condon. I can't remember his name, but he was on the Jackie Gleason show, and he sang through it. So I was playing the piano.
Art Carney? You
We
talking
did a
about Art
lot of things
Carney?
together. Huh?
Art Carney?
Hard that's
Yeah.
it. He was another one, and
Yeah.
he sang. I was his piano player at 18. This all happened, and
Wow.
so I'm telling you, I was so really and blessed with with music. Jesus really blessed me. Meet great people and play for
Yeah.
wonderful people, movie stars, and work with wonderful musicians and singers. And I've done so many great uh, jobbing dates all over Chicago. I played at the top of the John Hancock building for 5 years. And I remember one day we were playing and it started raining. And when it would rain there, it would rain up because the breeze would hit the building, and then it would push the raindrops up in the air. So it looked like
Well,
we were going down and the rain was going up. But one
uh-huh.
day, my brother Rudy said, "Hey, look at it, the bar there. That looked like the movie star Paul Henry from the Casablanca. Do you remember Paul Henry?" And I said, "Yeah, that is Paul Henry from that movie from Casablanca." And I went over and I talked to him, and very distinguished guy. Oh, he was such a pleasure to meet and talk to. Wow. Paul had, no, he was great. There was a few other uh, famous people that would come there. Oh, Muhammad Ali came in.
Oh, Ali,
And when he
wow.
came in, he said, "Hey, Johnny," he said, I could whoop any guy in this place. I bet you could. And I tried to
Yeah.
take a picture with him. I couldn't get my arm on his shoulder. We
Really?
were going to take a picture together, and we did, but I couldn't reach his shoulder. I couldn't get him. He's so tall and big, husky guy.
Yeah.
And From that day on, he followed me everywhere I worked. Muhammad Ali. I also met years ago um, Joe Louis, the heavyweight champion. Remember back in the 40s? Joe Louis, great boxer too. Oh, he was a great guy. And you
Sure.
know who else I met the same day that I met Joe Louis was Adams, yes, the first Frankenstein Adams movies with what's his name? Oh, uh,
Munsters.
yes, the
The Munsters.
Munsters.
Yeah.
Yes, I met the
Fred Gwynn.
Frankenstein, the grandfather, and the grandfather was just as tall as the Frankenstein. He was a
Yeah,
big guy.
yeah.
His name was Al
Yeah.
Lewis.
Right, right. He
Yes,
was tall, yeah.
he was a tall guy, but I'm trying to remember the Frankenstein name. I think it was Gwen.
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Quinn,
That's it.
right? Fred Quinn. Yes, and he was. Oh, they were there all night, and we fought. And, oh, they were great, great. That show, I love that show.
Me
Oh,
too.
Yvonne Carlo was in that, but she didn't come in that day. I didn't
Now
see
she was
her.
beautiful too. Yvonne
Oh,
Carlo.
beautiful actress.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Let me see who else there was. Oh, wow. Well, I met, let's see, played Frank. Oh, yeah. When I was working on Rush Street. I was working at somewhere on for a club called the when I was working and for let's see if I could one of those clubs. It was on Mannheim Road.
Uh-huh.
It was a gangster club owned by gangsters. And when we opened up there, we were playing there. The manager came over and he says, "Did you hear what happened to the band? Because they just opened and they something happened, and we started the next day.
Uh-huh.
The band was all murdered, the entire band, and because the
Hmm.
gangsters were there, they used to go there, and they must have heard something, so they were all gone. So we started
Wow.
there. We were afraid that whoa, we better not talk to anybody.
They
But we
killed the
played
whole
there,
band, huh?
huh?
They killed the whole band.
The band was murdered. Yes, it wasn't the news on the radio, but it was really something. I can't remember the name of the club, but it was on Mannheim. And I was working. I think I was 18 years old, and Lou Monte, the guy that sang Peppino the Italian Mouse, remember him? He had a great voice, and he was singing on the same label as Frank Sinatra. But I didn't know that he could really sing beautiful. He sang
Yeah.
that song, "I'm a Fool to Want You," just like Frank Sinatra. Oh, he was
Mm.
great, Lou
Great
Monte.
song too.
But yeah, and that remember that Lou Monte, that little Italian mouse song? I can't remember how it went, but he would sing that, and that's what made him real famous. Let's see, yeah, and then when I worked at like I say, Billy's on Rush Street, that was a great job. And I I had a great trio there. Many, many musicians played for me, played with me. That's where
Yeah.
Rusty Jones first started with me. Then
Really?
Vince got sick or something, and Rusty took his place. And we played there for years. And then finally, they opened up Blondie's downstairs. And they said, "Johnny, Blondie has to get going. So we want to send you down there and start the business." And a lot of great singers worked with me there. And a lot of musicians would come in and sit in. We had open mic too on Wednesdays. And that went real successful. I met a lot of people. Chicago, probably some of the best talented musicians in the city of Chicago
Yeah.
came in and sat in with me there.
Mm-hmm.
we had, let's see if I can remember. There was, oh yeah, I, who came in was Dick Portillo, and his
Uh-huh.
wife used in all the time and hear me. And she sent her husband in because he opened up some fancy restaurants in the
Uh-huh.
suburbs of Chicago. And Dick Portillo, so he says, Johnny, I want you to come in and work for me. And I said, well,
Mm-hmm.
I got a great job. I'm making good money. And he said, anything you want. I don't care how much you want. You just name it. Name your price. So I named him a good price. And I
Uh-huh.
said, I really don't want to go. He says, well, I want you to go and come and work for me. So he said, okay. He bought me a beautiful piano. He sent me to pick it out. And the piano, a brand new, gorgeous 6 foot 7 inch Yamaha piano. And he paid cash $67,000 for it. He
Oh my
built
God.
chairs, stools all around it. And I played, and Rusty was still with me, and my brother Kelly worked with me, and we played the trio. And then um, he hired so many different singers. Let me see if I can remember some of them. Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Um, oh wow, I wrote down some names. Singers. Well, Rusty. There was a guy. Well, let's see. Oh, Denise Tomasello sang with me there. And
Yeah.
when she came in, she would sit on top of the piano and
Yeah.
sing.
She still does
And
that.
she would wear beautiful dresses and sing beautiful.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden she would stand up on the piano and she would sing. And
Yeah.
oh, she'd show her beautiful dresses. And she
Yeah.
sang really gorgeous, Denise Tomasello. I've known her for years because we kind of started out about the same age. I think we were, I think 16, 17 years old together.
Yeah. She's still around too.
But yes, she's still doing it. And
Yes.
she got married to the guy that was working, and he was famous for working at the plant developing. He was like a scientist or something, and he developed all the scents on the spray cans that you could get that make the room smell real good. And he was very wealthy. And she married him, and she was booking a lot of people because she would come to the, uh, the hotel. What's that? The Drake Hotel. She worked there
Uh-huh.
a lot. She became very close friends with one of the managers. And so she said, "Hey, let's bring Johnny Gabor and his trio." And she worked with me a couple of times there. And then I worked there with different people, to great singers. And um, Franz Bentler, he brought his violinist, his royal strings in, and they went set all around the piano. And Franz Bentler played, and they were in their Franz Bentler in his white tail, and all the
Uh-huh.
other violin players were in their black tails and black bow ties. And we were always dressed with the
Yeah.
bow tie. And they had me dressing in tails too. And
Uh-huh.
he played beautiful violin, Franz Spindler. And I got to know him, and he invited me several times over at his home. And he this that just about then he something happened, a little tragedy with his son. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember, but it was kind of sad. But
Yeah.
anyway, Franz Spindler, very talented musician, and I loved playing with him. He was just great. I love the song. He did all those classical songs, and I knew that.
Yeah.
I know him because my father, Rudolph, was a great violin player, and he played all those songs. And he taught me when I was just 12 years old. He would come home from work late, maybe 12 o'clock, and
Yeah.
I'd be a young boy, and everybody'd be sleeping in the house. He'd come home from work, and he'd say, "Johnny, let's practice." And we
Yeah.
had this. I sat at the piano, and he played the violin, and he would teach me the song. And
Uh-huh.
nobody ever got up and said, "Hey, we're trying to sleep."
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
practiced all night playing those music, those songs, and I learned. So I owe a lot to my father for that, Rudolph, wonderful violin player. And he
Yes.
had a little brother called Red, and he
Uh-huh.
played guitar. Any song you want to sing, he would just hear it. Any singer would sing, he would. I don't didn't need to get the key or nothing. He would just hear it and he had perfect
Yeah.
pitch and he'd play it. And
Yeah.
because of him and my dad, I developed what you call uh, relative perfect pitch. I could play. Singers would come whenever we had a open mic, and dozens of singers would come in, like at the the Flame. Oh, that was in a suburb. What a
Yeah.
place that was. That was
Yeah.
the most great place to work. And we
And
had
now, when
open
was that?
and
When
huh?
did you start working at the Flame? What year
Oh,
was it
I
when
started
you
there
started the Flame?
when I started there in the 60s and I worked all of the 60s off and on all the way into the 90s and then even into the 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Because, I remember I just got married to my first wife, and that was in 62, 1962. And then later in the 70s and 80s, I met my wife and I, Jean, got divorced, my first wife. And
Yeah.
I met my second wife, Danielle, who became, she played guitar when she was younger, but then when she stopped playing, I was playing and Connie Marshall was working with me. Great singer. So Marshall would sing and my wife Danielle, she would play the maracas and the tambourines and the bongos and the conga drum. And she was part of the act and she became
Yeah.
Lady Cha Cha at
Lady
the Flame.
Chacha. That's right.
And we were working there with Nancy Macris for years. And she would never want me to leave. And I would play some jobbing dates and I played hundreds and hundreds of weddings. People would come and they'd hear the band. They'd say, "Oh, I want you for my wedding." And there was another guy that I met that came in, and he was the judge for the Chicago uh, courthouse for the driver that had tickets.
Yeah.
And well, I don't know if I should mention his name. It was Salerno. What a judge, great guy. And
Uh-huh.
everybody that would go in front of this judge was deathly afraid because he was a big guy and he didn't
Yeah.
never had a smile. He looked like he was going to put you in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, his name was Salerno. Great judge. But he came in, he said, "Johnny, I want you to play my wedding anniversary." I said, "Of course, I would love to." And you know what? I got to know him and his wife. I played his anniversary and he loved it. He was the nicest guy you ever want to meet. I don't know how my people are so afraid of him.
Yeah.
But then I played his anniversary party. And then he said, "Johnny, I want you to play my daughter. All my daughters, they're getting married one by one. You're going to play their weddings." I played every one of his weddings, his daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
And then, and years went by, and then they got divorced. And then I played their weddings again.
Their new wedding, huh?
Yeah, I played all their so I must have played hundreds of weddings. People would come in because I had a great band. People would come in and they'd want to hire us to play their weddings. So I must have played hundreds of different weddings. Till today, people would call me and they say, Yes, you played my wedding, and I remember it
Yeah.
was so wonderful. And I was trying to remember all the different things that happened to us at the Flame. Um,
Uh-huh.
oh wow, the Flame restaurant was at the top, I mean, best thing that happened to me in my life
Yeah.
because I met Al, I fell in love with her, and we got married, and I had 4 kids before from my first wife, Jean, and all my children, they got older. They're all now married, and my youngest daughter, Ariel, became a nurse. My youngest, well, my second son with Jean, works in a hospital, and he became very popular. All the doctors want to use him. And then my son Bill, he makes a lot of money selling. He works selling floors. He knows everything about the woods, the different type of wood that you would put in your house.
Yeah.
Expensive, and he made good. And he's very talented. And then my oldest daughter, Elizabeth, she's going to become a doctor very soon. She's going to college, and she's just about ready to graduate, and she's going to become a doctor. So I moved to Arizona. I
Yeah.
left Chicago,
Right.
and I didn't want to leave Chicago because I love Chicago. Chicago's great. I miss it so much.
It's your
I
home.
love the 4 seasons, the snow, the rain, the beautiful
Yeah.
summers and spring. But I moved because of my kids. I wanted to be
Yeah.
by them. My youngest daughter, Ariel, the nurse, and she's going to have a baby. So we made the move. We have a beautiful apartment, Danielle and I,
Yeah.
and we kind of like it. And she's very talented. She decorated very
Are you playing anywhere out there? You're still
good.
playing or?
Well, you know what? They called me to play at the church, and I belong to the LDS church, and I've been in the LDS church since 1971. My first wife, Jean, she had roommates that were some girls that were LDS years ago, and they kind of introduced my wife Jean to it, and she joined in 1970, and then it took me a whole year to decide that I'm going to do that, and then I moved, and I made the move to join the church.
Yeah.
I'm an elder in the church, and it's the greatest thing I've ever done. And when I moved to Arizona, I'm an elder. I go to the church. I'm doing a lot of genealogy work for my family. And I've done already, somebody told me they looked it up, and I did 168 people that
Huh.
are in the,
Like a family tree kind of
yes,
thing?
I did all my genealogy for them. And people, they're so impressed with that. People that I meet,
Yeah.
that's great. You did 168, and I'm still doing more. And I believe that that's what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
did my nephew Vince Chase, Vincent Baylog, and
Yes.
Sheila Baylog. They both passed away, and their
Yeah.
son Chance passed away. I just had Vince and Sheila sealed together for eternity in marriage, and I'm going to do their son is going to be sealed to death very soon. We're working on that, but
Great.
that's what I'm doing. And I was saying that I played at the church there, and that I played uh, somewhere, somewhere in time from that
Uh-huh.
movie with Superman. I don't know if you remember it. Beautiful song, and
Uh-huh.
I played that song, and people just they said, "You made that piano sound beautiful. We never heard that piano sound so beautiful, and or anybody play like you."
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. And I also played Andre Bocelli and Sarah Brightman. they sing that song, um, "Time to Say Goodbye."
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it. So
Yeah.
I, I'm working on finding different places to work, and maybe I want to make Arizona like I had in Chicago. There are some
Yeah.
good musicians.
Yeah.
My granddaughter, my Elizabeth's granddaughter, I mean Elizabeth's daughter, my daughter's daughter,
Right. Right.
uh, Mackenzie. She married a guy that plays piano, and he's going to become a lawyer. He's going to school to become a lawyer, and she's an interior decorator, and he knows a lot of music. He's going to introduce me to some musicians, and so
Uh-huh.
hopefully that'll be a good
Great.
thing to do. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, God has just blessed me so much. I can tell you
Yeah.
how much I appreciate God for
Yeah.
blessing me. I've had a lot of bad things happen to me health wise. 2001, I was developed leukemia. People
Mm.
died from that, but
Yeah.
the day I was diagnosed, they came out with a miracle pill, $5,000 a month. It took me. It took everything.
Yeah.
All the money I had, all the credit card. So I took that every
It's a
day.
miracle pill, they say.
But because I didn't have any more money, people from the doctor, he got some people that donate for
Yeah.
people to get the pills for that for free. I got it for free till today. I'm still getting for free the pill.
Oh,
But
great.
I went for a test 3 years ago.
Yeah.
A test to see if how the leukemia is. He says we don't even see it on the records. It doesn't show.
Wow. Uh-huh.
It's gone.
That's
So
great.
yes, and then of course other things have happened.
Right.
I've
Right.
had a 2004. I had a heart attack, and they said that I had a light stroke in my leg,
Yeah.
and I couldn't walk. So I'm using a walker, but now I'm able to walk with a cane, and I sometimes I walk without it. I
Yeah.
walk all over without the cane in the house. But my
Yeah.
wife says, "You can't. You got to pick that cane because I don't want you to fall and break your hip."
Yeah. Yeah. She's
And
right.
each day it's getting better and better.
That's
And
great.
very soon I'm going to be able to walk again. So what can I say? Life's been wonderful. I'm so
Yes.
happy that
The
of
good
all the people
outweighs the
I've met,
bad.
I
The
got a
good things
way to go.
outweigh the bad things.
Wants me to continue playing because every day I practice. At first, I thought I lost my hands, but I didn't. And
Yeah.
now they're even better. I can play better. I can play more, more, more technique, more technical and stuff.
God bless you.
So, yep.
Happy to hear that.
So I'm doing great. And
Yeah.
now I'm on your show. And I thank you for having me. Maybe people are saying that I should write a book. And I
Yes.
think I want to do it, but
Yes.
I got somebody that'll help me because I'm not good at writing things like that. But I have a lot of stories and a lot of things that I wasn't able to tell you
Yeah.
so much. Such
Uh,
a great things and some things that they're so interesting that
yes.
I did on Rush Street and at the Pump Room at the
Yeah.
Maxime's restaurant. And
All the
I
celebrities
must
you
have
met
in my
and
closet maybe 8 or 9 beautiful tuxedos, double breast, single breast, shawl
yeah.
collars, regular tails. I have white tails,
Yeah.
a white tuxedo, all kind of bow ties
You
that
got
I've been
black
doing.
tails too. I remember you wore it
Oh,
for New
black
Year's.
tails, beautiful black tails.
Yeah.
And all the beautiful ruffled shirts. Remember years ago we used to have those big
Yeah.
ruffled shirts,
The big
those
ruffles.
60s
Yeah.
with the ruffles and the
yeah.
cuffs.
It's like
I
a
had that.
Dracula
Then of course,
tuxedo.
I went to more classier type of tuxedo shirts. But
Right.
I, I've experienced such wonderful things in life.
Yes, you have.
I thank God.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thank you. I hope we could do some more later.
Well,
I
let
hope
me
this
get
works.
this in. Let me get this
I
in
miss
before we.
everybody in Chicago. Hey,
What's that?
Chris, tell everybody I said hello, and I love
Sure.
everybody. I love Chicago. I love Chicago people and
They're
the
all gonna see
musicians.
this. They're all gonna see this, so
They're
you can.
fabulous.
Yeah,
I'm
they'll be
not kidding.
listening.
Every musician I work with, and they know who they are.
Uh huh.
They're great musicians, good people. They
Yes.
always did good for me, and they made me feel good, and they
Yeah.
helped me so much. I learned a lot from them.
And you've helped a lot of people
What
too,
can I?
including me.
Yeah. Well, it's great talking to you, and say hello to everybody. And God bless you all. Thank you. Yep. Thank you.
Can I just keep you here for one more minute? I want to talk about something with you real
Another
quick.
minute?
Yeah. The
Sure. Want me to talk?
something you didn't mention was that you played on the Bulls games a lot. For the
Oh, yes,
Bulls.
I forgot to. I played 19 years. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
On the Chicago Bulls, and I met all of them. Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, and all the Bulls players.
Yes.
I would play the pregame music. I had everybody. They would hire first. I would have a trio with Connie Marshall, and then that sometimes I would have a 5-piece or 6 or 10-piece band.
Really.
And for Barbara Cohen, she was the one that would book the Bulls games.
Yeah.
I mean, all the music for the pre-game music. And I did
Yes.
that for 19 years. And that
Yeah.
was a big thrill for me. Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I played there with you a couple times.
that's right. You did. You did. I remember
Yes.
that. And I'll tell you, I played Dennis Rodman's birthday party and Michael Jordan's birthday party and a couple
Uh-huh.
other. And I met so many people, famous people
Yeah.
there. And I can't remember all of the names. It would take me all day to. I
Sure.
met Barbara Eden one time from, I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I met her on Rush Street when she opened up a club on Rush Street. And she was still young and beautiful there. And I just
Yeah.
heard she is in her middle or early 90s.
90s. Wow,
And she's
yeah.
still beautiful,
Yeah.
Barbara Eden.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I seen her on Facebook. Wow, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So then you ended up you were at the Flame for many years.
the
5 nights a
Flame
week.
was one of
5
the
nights a week,
finest. We used to
right?
go for every holiday. I would take my children and we'd have dinner there.
Yeah.
And because I was playing there, I would get these tickets like for the Christmas or for Easter or whatever holiday. They would give us tickets for dinner for all my family.
Yeah.
Were $300 worth of tickets, and I would
Yeah.
take my friend Danielle, and we
Uh-huh.
had dinner there. The food
Great.
was fabulous, and we were in the lounge where there was a tree in the lounge. If you ever went there,
Yeah.
you would be very impressed with the
Yes.
flame. And then
Yeah,
they
the
had a
tree was like
beautiful
on top of the bar,
yeah,
right?
tree, and they would decorate their tree with every holiday. They changed it for the Christmas. They put all Christmas lights, and then for the Halloween, they put things on. And then we had Halloween parties, and people would get dressed, and I would get dressed. I did every kind of costume. I
Yes.
did a Frankenstein. I did a cop. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
and
can't.
Danielle always had great costumes. Great.
Oh, we did hundreds of costumes. I can't. I put it sometimes on Facebook,
Yeah.
and we everybody would get dressed, and they would have a costume party and contest, and you could win money, and
Uh-huh.
so many people. The place people would love. to come to the Flame because
Yep.
we made Connie and we made the Flame comfortable for everybody. We'd
Yeah.
talk to people, to have them sing. Musicians
Right.
would come. Oh, what? Who's the guy that sang the song from Ghost? I can't remember. Connie knows, but he came in. That famous guy, that famous singer.
Uh-huh.
Something with the Everly brother. I can't remember his name, but he was
Yeah.
great, and
Yeah.
he came in, and
Hmm.
the Flame. I had
Legendary.
dreams all the time because it
Yeah.
was such a big and important part of my life. I'd wake up
Yeah.
dreaming about songs that I was playing there and
Yeah. Yeah.
people that sang, and it would
Hmm.
make my life very happy. I'm very content about
Yeah.
what I did in life. I had a great
Yeah.
life,
Yes, you
and
did.
I have a great family. Danielle, I'm in love with Danielle. Danielle's a wonderful wife, very beautiful woman, and she's
Yes, she
smart,
is.
helps me with everything.
Yep.
She's always doing something for me, and
Sure.
she makes me very happy. And I've
You've
got
got a beautiful
great
family.
children. They're- Oh, I'm telling, and my family's getting bigger and bigger. I've got 6 kids, 3 boys and three girls, and now they're
Uh-huh.
all married, and they have children. My oldest son, Bill, he has he has a son, uh, 2 sons, and a daughter, and then my son. Uh, well, Jared doesn't not even married yet. Still
Yeah.
lives in Chicago. His son from Danielle. He's looking for a wife. So any girl that wants to find a good husband,
Uh-huh.
because Jared, he believes in. He goes to church every
Yeah.
Sunday,
He's a good
and
kid.
he has a house. He's making good money. He makes more money
Yeah.
than I do.
Hmm.
Jared,
Yeah.
this guy, and
He
if
is.
he wants to find a good girl that could be true to him and be with him and love the family. And we expect him to come for Mother's Day to visit us in
Good.
Arizona. He says he misses us terribly, but
Yeah.
I'll be happy when he does. So I don't know.
So Johnny, before I let you
We'll,
go, I just want to talk to you about me when I came to play with you. You know, we're talking about a lot of old stuff, back in the day, but uh you guys were still at the Flame. I caught it at the tail end, like just maybe about 2 or 3 years before they closed. That's when I started to come there and play
yeah.
with you and stuff. And then sometime later, we ended up at the Wellingtons, which was just down the street from the Flame,
Oh, yes, yes.
right? And then that's where I
Did
was
you ever
playing with you.
also work? I don't know if you worked with me at the Drake.
Yeah, sure,
You might.
sure. Couple
I think you
times,
did.
yeah. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
But that Wellingtons, we were there at least 3, 4. I don't know if it was 5 nights, but it was a couple of nights a
Oh,
week
yeah,
steady for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
And I gotta tell you that was like a master music class for me because
Yeah, that was.
I mean you taught me stuff and we kind of like jived in a way where I could understand what you're playing right away. And I don't
Yes.
that doesn't happen with a lot of people when I go to play with
Well,
people, you know?
something. I'll tell you. Your father, Billy,
Yes. Yes.
Billy T. He was a phenomenal musician, bass player. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. People respected. I loved him. He happened to be my cousin, of course, just like
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
Your father, Billy, he worked with me many times, and every time we worked together, we would laugh and have fun. We'd tell
Yeah.
jokes and we'd play
Yep.
these jobs. And then you, because of your father, I think you've got some up. It came rubbed off on you, and you're a
Yeah.
excellent bass player.
Oh,
I
thank you.
respect you. I respect you a lot. You're anybody that would use you to play or you're on the bass. Wow, you're top in my book.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
You do. I really mean that sincerely.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But it was great having a chance to work with you like that for a while and experience everything with you. And I even Rusty Jones played with us for a little while or a couple
Yeah,
gigs. Georgia
I remember.
Powell. Georgia Powell was the
Yes,
steady
George
guy.
Earl, great musician, great
Funny
drummer.
guy too. Great guy. And
Yeah.
I played with you also on the floats for the parade.
Oh, yes, we would have always. They hired me to play the parades.
Yeah, I think I did that for about 2 or 3 years with you.
Yes, they
That
would
was
always
funny.
call me every year.
Yeah,
That was
that
fun.
was fun. That was. Remember we got lost on the float, and
Oh, oh,
our driver made a wrong turn, and the whole parade left us, and we were stuck. We were driving all
yeah.
around on the. All the people were looking at us. We're
I don't
just
know how
playing.
we found them toward the end. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, wow, that's something. Yeah, well, things like that always happen, and we always we had fun. Oh, that was such enjoyable jobs. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, man. Great, great. A lot of happy times.
No, I'm older now. I don't know if I should tell you my age. My age is, I'm 84 years old. In October, I'll be 85.
And
And
you
I'm
look
telling
20,
you,
25.
well,
Yeah,
both. Yeah, a lot of people can't believe it. I try to take care of myself, it's different
yeah,
things. But all my family, they don't look their age, so I guess I inherited some of their good looks.
yeah. Of course.
My
Yep.
mother was a wonderful parent, and my father. They loved all of us. My brother Bobby, Rudy, Mary, Kelly, oh
Yeah.
Yolan. My sister Yolan lives here too in Arizona, and uh, and then of course all my children. They're they're great. You know, my sister Mary, and her family. Of course, she passed away. Mary, I absolutely. That was Vincent's mother. It's
Yeah.
my drummer. They
Right.
passed away, and his wife passed away, and I had them sealed together.
Yeah. Recently, Sheila passed
Yeah,
away. Recently.
yes. And
Yes.
so I'm doing all that genealogy for them and for
That's
all of
great.
our family. And all I need is their name, and their birth dates, and their death dates, and then I have to get some okay to do the work for them from maybe their family, their children, or their wife, or whoever, and
Right.
then I could do it.
Yeah.
So,
And you got to do the book too. Yes.
but
And
I have stories. I've seen such good things, great things, and a couple of bad things.
yeah.
One time there was a shooting in a club. I was working at a restaurant, and all of a sudden there was some shooting,
Uh-huh.
and we all had to run out. And cops came, and there was this one woman still sitting at the bar with her head in her hand, leaning, on the bar, and
Right.
looked at her. They wanted to talk to her, and she was shot. She didn't. Nobody knew, and she fell over there. Beautiful girl.
She was shot?
Yeah, she was shot dead. She's the one that got
God.
shot. And then also, when I was working at the top of the John Hancock building on the
Yeah.
96th floor,
Yes.
there was a woman that used to come in all the time, a beautiful girl. And I would talk to her, Rudy would talk to her, and I forget what her name was, but she was dating somebody that very wealthy person.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to mention the name, but she something happened. She was very depressed or something. She was in his apartment. It was just a little bit down, then a couple floors from 96th floor. He was the 94th. She committed suicide. She jumped out of the window somehow. I don't know how she went through that with. I think something must have threw something at it or something. The phone,
Yeah.
or because that window was very hard, very difficult. But she
Yeah.
went through it, and she went down, and she hit part of the building. Then it hit another part of the building, and she finally hit the ground. And
Yeah.
the police and they and the fire department, we couldn't go out the door because that's where all she landed, the front door, and because
Uh-huh.
you could see there was body parts all over the place,
Wow.
and that was such a tragedy. But
Wow.
a lot of people committed suicide at the Hancock Building. But
Yeah?
that was a great job. I really enjoyed that job. That was
Yeah.
Fat Dennis, cousin of mine. We played bass with me and Dennis and Kelly, and Fat Dennis, he played bass too, or guitar. And what a funny guy! I could
Yeah.
hardly wait to go to work because be with him, because
Uh-huh.
we would just tell jokes, and
Yes.
all he would do was laugh. He
Yeah.
was married
Yeah.
to my first cousin.
Mhm.
That was what the Dumpo's son, I believe.
Yeah.
Dennis, Fat Dennis,
Yes.
and he one day the movie, that's very spooky movie. I forget the name of it. Everybody was having problems with that movie. Forget the name.
Exorcist.
Very
The
famous,
The
spooky.
Exorcist.
Yeah, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Well, it affected a lot of people. Their
Yes.
physically, their mental.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was out, and Dennis went to see that movie. And one day we were at work, and I wasn't there yet. And we always used to go in this one room that was closed. They would open it later when the crowd would come, and
Uh-huh.
they'd turn off the lights. And we used to go off the break in that room. And
Yeah.
so one day I was there early and was hiding in that dark room. And Dennis and Kelly and Vince, they were on the break too, but they weren't in that room yet. And they came in that room, was down the
Uh-huh.
hall and into that dark room. And they were all sitting at this couch. And I was in back of this couch. And all of a sudden they were talking about the movie. And
Uh-huh.
I jumped up and they screamed. And the couch went over and they were all over the floor, pulling each other, trying to get out of that room.
Yeah.
They were, well, we laughed about that for weeks. But can you
That's
imagine that?
great. Yeah, that's great.
I'm kind of sorry that I did that to them, but it was funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, so it's always something like that. I have stories that I could go on and
Well, you know what? When I was working with you, one of my favorite songs that you did that I like to play with you, is Malaguena.
oh yeah.
Tell me about that song. Where does it come from?
Oh,
What,
that's
you
a
know?
Latin song. I forget the name. But Carmen Caballero, people have always said that I have a touch, and I could play like Carmen Caballero because he would separate his hands, spread his hands out on the piano, and he'd play like double octaves and stuff like that with
Yeah.
both hands. So it sounded like Carmen Caballero. I thought he was the most talented musician that I've ever. I mean, of course, there was Earl Gardner. I did all his
Yeah.
songs, Misty and all that, and then there was one of my favorite jazz was, of course, wow, what was his name? Yeah, my mind is all going crazy thinking about people and all these things. But
Uh,
Bill Evans and all those great musicians.
yeah.
So I learned all those their favorite
Mhm.
tunes that they played that made them big. So I was
Right.
playing every song, all the tunes,
Uh-huh.
that popular. Oh, and I also met Natalie Cole. She walked in the room. I was working at the Mayfair Regent Hotel, and I was on a break in the bar, sitting at the bar,
Yeah.
and she walked in, and Natalie Cole,
Uh-huh.
what a singer. I fell in love with her
Yeah.
voice. Oh, till today, when I hear her records, when she
Yeah.
sang that Unforgettable with her father.
It's her father, Nat
Oh,
King Cole.
I
Mm-hmm.
had to play, and I told her, I said, that was wonderful. I didn't get a chance to play because she didn't have a lot of time. He was going somewhere, but she talked to me a little bit. Her eyes, she had her father's eyes. They were like grayish. They were really, stunning. Stunning.
Yeah. Special.
Beautiful, very tall woman.
Oh, yeah, she's tall.
She was tall. And when she died, it was really, what her and all the great singer. I think the greatest singer, some of them, of, of them,
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, top.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Too bad. We lost her. We lost
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra. Tony Bennett is still around singing. I don't know if he did passed away yet. He's up there.
Yeah. He passed away,
He,
yes,
he
recently.
did just recently,
Yes.
not
Just
oh,
recently.
yeah, because I heard something. Yeah, but those guys are the great. Those are the people that I love. I can't watch the TV because all the old movie stars are gone.
Yeah.
Unless it has some movie stars in the movies that I love, I won't watch them. I don't know what the hell these young people, they're not good as those
Yeah.
old movies are. Gregory Peck,
No.
all those great stars. John Wayne. Oh,
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Wayne made a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Gregory Peck did. And Charleston
Yep.
Heston, he came in too.
Yeah.
He came in at that
The Ten
backstage.
Commandments.
Yes. Oh, so many great stars.
Yeah.
Liza Minnelli, I met her. And who's that one? Oh, wow, that comedian. I can't remember her name. But anyway, yeah, I met so many great people.
Yeah, man. You had
So
quite a
I hope
life,
that
quite a career.
whoever hears this, remembers some of the things. And you could always get in touch with me on Facebook. I
Yep.
look up Johnny Gabbor. I did make a video on Facebook, on YouTube. Look
Uh-huh.
up JohnnyGabbor.com, and you'll hear me playing. I was advertising with Connie. We were at this piano store, and they did some shooting of me playing all these different pianos,
Oh.
beautiful pianos. And I played a song on each one of those pianos, and Connie sang too. So JohnnyGabbor.com, and you'll hear me.
JohnnyGabbor.com.
Yep.
All right. Okay, Johnny. Well, hey, we got to do more of this because there's a lot
Yes.
of we can't fit everything all
Well,
into one show. You know.
that's it. It's very, it's still, there's things that I can't talk about. There's too much. We go on and on. When it's showing, when you're doing this on show, please let me know so I could look at it and listen.
Of course. Of
That would,
course.
that would be great.
Yes, of course. We'll put it out on Facebook and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All
Well,
right,
God bless
John.
you. Thank you.
God bless you, man. The famous, legendary Johnny Gabbor, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we'll do another show, in the near future. All righty. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you
Love you
on the
all.
next show. Love you all. God bless.